It's the Deep for the Week talk show. Are you ready to talk? Let's get deep for the week. Hey, how you guys doing today? It is me, Kali, your host for the Deep for the Week show. It's time to get deep, you guys. But before we get deep, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, wherever you are. You're on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you are. Like, follow, subscribe, and stay with us. I know I have kind of been missing in action. I've been busy. I am still a human being. My life is not perfect. I got some shit going on. It gets deep for me sometimes, but I'm getting back into the studio more often, and I got so much to say. As you see, the world is crazy. Have you guys been noticing that things are going on, making life feel very weird lately? I I have. And in fact, I was in the grocery store with my daughter the other day, and she's like, "I feel like I'm in a television." Like, so are you trying to say you feel like you're in a stimulation? And she's 4. That's exactly what she was trying to say. I feel like it too. This None of this shit feels real, right? It's starting to feel very unreal. Maybe it's not. Maybe we'll wake up once. I don't know. But let's get deep, y'all. Okay, let's talk about what's in the news because there's a lot of shit in the news to it's like, is this really our news? Is this really our new world? Like, first thing I wanted to talk about, they have the first AI minister in Alabama. I think her name is Diella. And she says that the worst thing that could have happened to humanity is that we a voting system. And I don't know what she means by that. But I think the worst thing we could have did was make AI. I just don't know how everyone feel about that. They have like AI artists now as well. We got AI singing artists and things like that. And they actually have the first AI artist that went like she's like first on Billboard and platinum right now. So it's like what the and the artists are livid. How do you guys feel about that? AI is replacing us and it's getting weird. I happen to not like it. I mean, I like AI for certain things when it comes to editing videos, doing the show, certain things, but let's not take it too far. I need to know what's real versus what's not. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just not gonna pay offering. I don't go to church anymore, but if I did, I'm definitely not paying offering to a fake person. The preachers are already fake enough, the real ones. You know what I'm saying? But an actual fake preacher does not work for me. I mean, when it comes to a fake music artist, are we gonna pay to go to a concert, someone perform on a screen? That is so awkward. That's kind of how it is if you have bad seats. But it's good to know that it's live and it's a real person, or is it? You know what I'm saying? Like now, it's like now we'll get to the point when we won't know if the artist is there or if they're not, unless they pull you up on the stage and let you grind on them. It's like I'm gonna need that real action, Jackson. But yeah, shit's getting weird. Okay, let's talk about some more stuff that's going on in the news. Like every time we look up, there's something happening in the Christian society. I don't know. I don't know if we should call. I don't know. I'm calling it a society now because it's starting to look like one. Like what's going on? I mean, you're not. I won't even just say Christian, but because you're not even safe in a Catholic church either. School, but what's going on with the stuff with Christians, guys? I mean, we had this church in McKinney recently with 8 dead, and I don't know, it caught on fire. I watch the news sometimes, but I get my news from other places other than just the TV news. I did happen to see this on the news. It's been running for days now here in Michigan that some, I think, ex-military ran his car into a church and also shot it up. And just what do y'all think is going on? Like, what is really going on? I mean, because I'm no longer religious. I'm more on the spiritual side, and I have not been to church in years. The last time I've been to church was almost 7 years ago or so, or 8 maybe, and it was for a funeral. So I've lost touch with religion because of this type of stuff and because of the stuff I've seen while in the church. But I just want to know how you guys feel about. Are you guys feel safe in the church anymore? Are you going to go to church armed? I mean, I do want to be able to look at the faster and not keep looking behind me to worry about who's coming up. It's getting real crazy. It's getting real deep, y'all. So Disney, they lost $4 billion when they got rid of Jimmy Kimmel. And then they immediately thought we got to bring this back because whoa, we got back. And they seen that we was riding for him. Okay. And I was with the whole movement. You should be able to say whatever you want. So with that being said, they are changing what we call freedom of speech. If you can't say what you want, long as it's not like, the F and the fuck and bombs being thrown around on TV. We know we have like within certain limits, you should be able to say what you want or how you feel or what you think, or, your opinion you should be able to give your opinion. And so that gets scary to know that they can just cancel someone, fire someone. I mean, and the president was involved in that energy. That's kind of scary. Like, why don't they want us to be able to say what the fuck we gotta say? And don't get me wrong, I'm not against Trump. I like a lot of the things he's doing. Although you all may not understand it because it's abrupt and it's like culture shocking and things like that. And I'm used to all of that. I'm used to abrupt change. I don't really get comfortable. So with that being said, I understand everything he's doing because we got too comfortable with being uncomfortable. Okay. So welcome back, Jimmy Kimmel. When I wrote this news out a couple days back, he was canceled. And then I was like, I'm not even finna go and scratch shit out. I'm just gonna update the part when we talked about him being canceled. He's back now, and welcome back, Jimmy. Jan. I can only imagine though, how scared he is to talk. If I haven't watched his show since he's been back, but if he's not his same self, shit talking self, it's not gonna be the same. And so he might as well have stayed gone. It's just my opinion. And I thought that maybe he would stay gone and maybe like open a podcast or something, but I don't know. He's back. I don't think I would have even taken that job back. So yeah, I guess Jimmy Kimmel, to each his own. So have you guys heard about the singer David that dated an underage girl and allegedly killed her and chopped her body up and left her in the trunk of a Tesla somewhere in Hollywood area? And she was underage, Hispanic. I wanted to bring that up. And the reason why, because working in the industry I work in, I do know that there are a lot of parents that are willing to let their daughters date an older man if he has money, especially in the Hispanic or Black background. That's how a lot of these younger singers met their producers, and their parents trusted them to go with them. They were also attracted to their producers in the beginning too. And the parents were thinking, well, if he's rich, it's going to change everyone's life, not just hers. And so I say that to say the singer David, he dated this young Hispanic girl, and she supposedly ran away with him, but then she was brought back home, and then she ran away again. And then now they found her in his Tesla decomposing. And really, they also found fetus bone not too far from the scene. And it's giving her mother let her go with him. Like, why didn't you ever press the issue of your daughter being ran away? And I believe her mom knew where she was because her teacher knew where she was. Are mothers also trafficking their daughters for a price? I work with girls that say that their moms have done that to them, and they're grown now. And they're in the sex industry. That's what you got, this industry. At the beginning, I do remember being underage, and one of my friends' mothers was like, "Oh, there's this party you can do. I'll take you guys." And when I say party, like, yeah, stripping. And so, I mean, don't believe it or not, yes, women do this to their daughters. And I don't think her mother is completely innocent. I think her mom had a lot to do with her disappearance. And that, he's a rich black man. He'll bring her back rich. Mm-mm, that's not what happened. So, have you guys watched Candace Owens lately? Any of her latest podcasts? Well, I'm not gonna tell y'all what they're about, and I'm not a hater. You know what I'm saying? Like, go support. She's already a millionaire, but still, go support Candace because I do like people that are transparent and tell the truth. But y'all, I'm not gonna even tell you what it's about. I will tell you slightly that is about the Charlie Kirk shooting. She goes down those deep, dark rabbit holes all by herself with no flashlight. And this one gets deep. I want y'all to watch that. We're gonna have a show about that coming up. Well, I mean, we all know. Like, if you don't know, I as soon as I seen and heard about the shooting and I seen footage of it, I was like, boy, did not shoot him. I mean, it would, but it seems like she has some proof that if you didn't go to school for the lunch, if you don't wear your hat for a hat rack, then like that sounds just about right. And then if you've seen the video, then even more so, it sounds about right. The whole shooting was just odd to me. And so the angles, the whole nine. And then again, if you watch a couple of videos, and then go watch her latest podcast about that, if it's still up, because sometimes, shit be happening and it gets taken down. I'm not sure. I heard that they were trying to get it taken down. They flagged it. She put it back up. I'm not sure how, but before they completely take it down, go check it out. Okay. Okay. And then what's going on in the schools between the first month of school? It's like the first month of school in the whole country. It's like literally the first month and month and a half of school. We got shootings. We got all this horrific bullying that I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not able to take it. I'm glad I look young because I'm put on some ponytails. I need to grow my hair back out, but I will put some ponytails in my head and some kid clothes. Do not fuck with mine. I'm telling you, I'm not cut to be like, okay, just breathe. Let's go talk to the counselor in the print. We all getting suspended. Okay. Like the fuck. And if I got older kids and it has happened, like my oldest daughter came home from school and told me some shit one day, and I was like, bet, what the teacher do? And she said the teacher didn't do nothing. And I'm like, so the next day she told me she was on the monkey bars and a little Hispanic boy named Freddie. I will never forget this. And she is 27 or 28 or some shit. Okay. A little boy named Freddie pantsed her while she was on the monkey bars. It pantsed her so hard that her pants and everything. And I was like, so wait, he went to the next recess? And she said yes. And I was like, good, because in the morning we going up there. Okay. And in the morning, and what's so crazy? When I went up there, I was a young mom, so I was only 10 years older than. So even then, I probably looked even like her sister, and all the kids was like they knew what the fuck was going on. So for the teacher to act like, or whoever is supposed to be watching these kids act like they didn't. When I start walking towards, how they have recess in the morning before school starts. Freddie was there, and I was like, oh, good. Show me Freddie. And this little fat motherfucker was out there. He was out there being bad, cussing in Spanish. Then I lived in Baldwin Park, California at the time, and it was between my kids and the other kids. There was only 30 African American kids in this class, in this whole school. So like they didn't really get much love. Like you tell them, oh yeah, they just brushed it off. So I went up to Freddie and I cussed his little ass out in the little Mexican Spanish words, Spanish word, Espanol I knew, whatever the fuck. And then I told my daughter, you slap his ass right now. I didn't care. And guess what? She did not get suspended because I told them if you suspend her, we are filing sexual harassment charges today. And guess what? Freddie got sent home that day, and my daughter stayed at school. And I was told don't come back on the campus though. And that's no problem. Just keep Freddie away from my daughter because he's a little pervert. That was weird and nasty. But what's going on in the schools now is it's even worse than that. You got second graders being hung by a fourth grader. and you got little girls coming home with complete bald spots because other little girls have snatched their hair out completely, and I don't know what I would do with that. Even after 39 weeks of anger management for slapping motherfuckers around, I will go back and do 75 weeks. Do not play with my kids. So I don't know how you guys are dealing with this. But the second grader that was beat up, he is still alive from the last I checked. But he was beat up by a fourth grader in the bathroom. Okay, the fourth grader commenced to say, "Oh, well, he hung him after he beat him up." And I don't know what the hell he hung him with, and where any of the supervision was for this to be going on. I mean, because it has to take a long. I mean, they fought. That's a few minutes, and then he come up with a way to hang him. That's another few minutes, and still no one's coming there to check on these kids. Okay. Another kid said he was beating him, and after he beat him, he said, "Yes, this is what we used to do to y'all back in the day." So do I have to tell you what race the two kids were? So yeah, they clearly was taught the shit, okay? And he has seen or heard something like this been done before. You know what I mean? Like in the fourth grade, where do you learn this shit? Either he went on a ride with them people before to do some shit, or he didn't seen some video phone footage, something like, or he didn't heard the conversation so graphic. But because I just don't understand where in the fucking fourth grade this is, you just say, I'm gonna do this to this boy that's in the second, not even another fourth grader, a second grader. And why were they at the same recess? I don't know. Why were they in the same bathroom? I don't know. But this shit is getting scary. And because why is it even worse? The principal tried to cover it up. So the principal rides to the hospital with the little boy, and she calls the parents, and she makes it seem like the little boy was on the way to the hospital because he was choking. And then she also dismissed it as just rough housing. This is how boys play. So I don't know how to feel about that. But what do you guys feel about that? Are you guys feeling safe with sending your kids to school? Is this is this what you guys are going to allow? You guys, I say you guys because for the last few years I have homeschooled. Okay, so this is one of the reasons why. But I have taught school before. I've taught a couple different levels of school to be a teacher. I taught preschool, and I taught 8th grade on the CBES. Okay, that the preschoolers all the way up to like preschool to 3rd grade, you don't really see that, like racism. Like you'll even see boys and girls as best friends. You know what I mean? So I don't know where that comes in at. Like I said, I really think that it's taught. Um, but the incident of the hanging of the second grade, it took place in Maryland, and my heart goes out to the parents that are they don't want to be seen. They're for some reason the little boy's face is all over the internet, but the parents are blacking their face out when they talk. The principal, Miss Carrie Burke, you got some answering to do. Why did you lie to those parents, and why are you covering it up? Okay, I'm as you can see, my words. I'm baffled by this. Like it pisses me off to the point where I'm like speechless, and I just don't know what to do. But I think that little boy should get some jail time. So should the principal be fired? And whoever was on recess, proctor, whatever they call that shit, like where the hell was you? She need to be fired too. Okay, and there needs to be an attendant in the bathroom if things like this is going to be going on. I mean, I know we used to go to the bathroom to fight in high school, so like that's something to think about. Okay. So what's going on? Have you guys been noticing a lot of black people being hung in trees in the South? I bring this up to say a few things. Like, don't just let it think that don't get too comfortable to think, oh, that's just happening in the South. I don't trust the shit. Like, if they're on that, like how they have Masons and they have that and clubs and whatever club is doing the shit, whatever gang club, whatever you like to call it, I'm sure they have places their nation. It's okay. So watch your motherfucking back and don't take that shit lightly. There's been black women and men and being hung everywhere lately. And the numbers are humongous. In Houston, just 8. I think it was in Houston or Galveston, between Houston and Galveston, 8 people within the last 2 weeks. Now that's a huge number for that small area, to the point where they're calling it a serial killer. I don't know, because why is it only black people? Okay, so you guys need to be alert, keep tabs on people. If you have to take buses late at night, and make sure you're on the phone with people, or you maybe share your location with somebody. Let people know you made it home. Don't because if you get used to like not communicating with people, and they just they never answer the phone, or you could be gone for days and we wouldn't know because of stuff like that. But Trey Reed was found hanging in the tree. The police told his family that he was found in his dorm room dead. Delta State University in Mississippi. What the fuck is going on? Y'all got some explaining to do, as well as all the other people in Mississippi that are coming up like this. There's a few that's been also found in Mississippi, between Houston, Mississippi, and I believe a couple in Alabama. So I'm not thinking that this is just coincidence, or this is just no. This, I believe, is all connected. So y'all watch y'all back down there and up here, or wherever you are, West Coast, East Coast, North, South. Watch your damn back, because they on some bullshit. I don't know what it's about, but people are not themselves these days. There's a lot of crazy shit going on. So stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Okay. And then Nepal's government banned at least 27 social media apps. The Gen Zs are protesting and going crazy. 8 people dead, rioting and protesting everywhere. And what are they doing? Are they, what are they trying to block out? They say that the freedom of speech and the freedom of being able to post things and the freedom of all of the stuff that social media gives us is ruining society. And it is. It is. We all know, ever since social media became a big thing, the world has become a big as high school that is out of control. We got the bullies, we got the followers, we got the people that just won't say that's wrong. They don't want to be disliked. With people that are doing things wrong because they want to be liked. It is weird. And I wonder, like, where that's going to go after they remove all the 27 social media apps. Where is their society going to go? What is that going to do for their society? Will it decrease crime? Will it decrease some of the shallowness of this and of that, and the excessiveness of shopping and wanting to be rich, and all the things that we have created through social media? Would it make society go back to the norm that we all really truly want? We are addicted to social media because it's our connection now, because it has broken up our real connections, like with family and friends, and we communicate more with family and friends and keep in touch now through social media. So that's why I think a lot of people are afraid of it disappearing, because their social life will disappear. We'll get back to the norm and have your social life be a real social life and not a social media life. And then that will be one last thing that you have to worry about. So y'all hear about man in Brooklyn, New York. To be exact, Brooklyn, New York, African American man. So he went to work. Okay. This shit is, you guys got to go to TikTok. I'm sure, like, when you go in the search bar and you type it in, I've also posted it on my page. So on the Deep for the Week show page on Facebook, I'm also going to post it on YouTube. So if you want to see it, if you don't have a TikTok, or you don't want to feel like, you don't want to scroll and look for it, check it out. I will post it in the comment links in the of this show. A lot of the stuff that we're talking about, I will post some videos on the show in comment section, so that you guys can also have some video to relate to it and see it, expand on what I've told you. But there's this man in Brooklyn, New York, okay, and he went to work, and when he came back home, his locks was changed. So he thought he was tripping. So he was like, "Wait a minute, I no goddamn well, I paid my fucking rent. Why y'all change my lock?" So he go to the office, and the office is like, "We don't know what you're talking about. We didn't change shit. What are you, what locks?" Like, so he like go back to his door, he do the little, and he like, "Man, look, this shit is not opening." So he breaks into his own apartment. And when he breaks into his apartment, even I'm like, yeah, right. Like, how does this happen and no one seen it? Nothing that he had. I'm talking about not even down to the toothpaste, every piece of paper, every even the food. He said everything. And I mean, it wasn't that he said, he showed us. Everything was gone out the apartment. And the few things that they left him, they left it in the hallway of the apartment. It was like a few bags of food and like a blanket or two or some shit. Again, I'm gonna leave the video in the comments of this show so you can check it out. But in his house, in his stuff was gone. And now in every room, I'm talking about every room, including the kitchen. Yes, the kitchen. Y'all got to check this video out. There were bunk beds everywhere, like jailhouse bunk beds, like the ones that are only like 5 feet high. They like look like cots, more beds, and they were all over the house. I mean, to where you can't even like all you can do is scoot in between each bunk bed. So he was like, "Who the fuck did this in 8 hours? And why?" You're right. Nobody's seen this. Nobody heard this. So he's like, a couple hours later, two what looks like to be Jewish guys knocks on his door, talking about, Fred, open the door, Fred. So he's so happy to hear from somebody. He opens the fucking door. And he's like, "Who are y'all? And who the fuck is Fred? Right? And where the fuck is my shit?" And they like, "Oh, sorry, you must have the wrong door." And they take the fuck off. And he like, hey. And they will not turn around. It's like they seen the ghost. But he like, wait a minute, what the fuck? Like, now it would have took all of me not to follow them. Like, I'm talking about all the way to wherever they could have went to Mars. I would have followed them to Mars. Where is my stuff? Okay. But not only that, like some of the beds had, little kid blankets and like colorful, like with stars or like circles on them. And it's just like, what's really going on in a fucking America? This is America. Like, no, there's so much going on that we don't know about, that it's just, and that is coming to light now, that it's like a scary fucking movie, that this shit is real and that it's been going on for years, right in front of us. You know what I mean? Like, they're not just starting to do this stuff. They're just starting to get caught. Okay. And so I just want to know, what do y'all think is going on? And that's not the only situation they found. Like, they found, like, I think, like in the train stations under some tunnels, the same circumstances, bunch of beds and blankets and shit. So it's just, something's going on, and there's a huge dark side to America that is being brought to light. And it's time, though. It's time. It's time to know, figure out where the hell all these kidnapped kids been going, and this and that and the other. And I guess we're about to find out. But keep your loved ones close and informed. As conspiracy theorists as it may sound, talk to them about the shit, because a lot of the stuff that sounded out of the way and just unreal, like something like, oh, you would need a magic wand to do that, is definitely, we're finding out, they've been doing it. They're so what our reality, or what we thought was real, probably is, or what we thought was fiction is probably real. It's not scary movies, it's not TV. A lot of the stuff they put in the TV shows and in the movies is kind of subliminally telling you what they really be fucking doing. So I say all that to say, the whole world is getting deep, y'all, and just stay informed. Keep your kids smart. You stay smart. Don't be too afraid to ask questions, or to say no, to not speak to strangers. It's not being mean. You can protect yourself. by just merely not speaking to a person if you feel uncomfortable. These days, it is what it is, you know. But I just wanted to share what was in the news with you guys, and comment below, like, share, follow, and if you'd like to be a guest on the D for the Week show, please let me know by commenting below or inboxing me on our Facebook page. I would love to have you. Please let me know what you want to talk about, and let's get deep, y'all. Thanks for watching.